How much energy it takes to power Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a digital currency powered by many computers around the world working to maintain the Bitcoin blockchain, a public database of all transactions on the network ever made. Bitcoin miners compete to officially record and verify the transaction and earn Bitcoin as a reward. These transactions are verified by solving complex cryptographic and mathematical problems for which Bitcoin miners use a lot of power. Together, they use more electricity than many countries. Here's a look at how much power it takes to create new Bitcoins and how much power the Bitcoin network uses every day. The computers that record and verify Bitcoin transactions consume power at a level similar to some countries. The exact amount of power used by a Bitcoin transaction can vary based on demand. The environmental impact of the Bitcoin network depends on power consumption, the kind of energy powering the network, and the electronic waste it generates. Why do Bitcoin transactions require energy? Solving complex problems requires a fair amount of computational power and, in theory, nearly any computer can be used to mine Bitcoin. In reality, however, high competition makes it hard to earn a profit unless you have a purpose-built Bitcoin mining setup and relatively cheap electricity. The more computing power you have, the more likely you are to solve the calculations and earn the Bitcoin mining reward. This incentivizes Bitcoin miners to buy more powerful computers to achieve a higher hash rate. Hash rate is the measure of how fast a computer is working on Bitcoin mining, usually calculated per second. 1 For example, 1 mash/s indicates that 1 million hash calculations are done every second. But more powerful computers may also require more power off the electricity grid, making the total mining network a huge energy hog. The four main factors in how much electricity a Bitcoin miner uses are: 1. Hardware computing power. 2. Network hash rate. 3. Mining difficulty. 4. Thermal regulation for the hardware. If you're mining yourself, you can lower your energy use with a more efficient miner or choose a less competitive currency to mine. How much energy does the Bitcoin network consume? Exactly how much power does it take to create a Bitcoin? According to Digiconomist, as of September 15, 2022, a single Bitcoin transaction required 1,390.49 kilowatt-hours, the equivalent of power consumption of an average U.S. household over nearly 48 days. Annual energy consumption of Bitcoin is projected to be 129.47 terawatt-hours in the year, or about as much power as is used annually in Sweden. A different estimate from the University of Cambridge pegged Bitcoin's annual energy usage at around 94.82 terawatt-hours as of September 15, 2022, about 0.42% of the total electricity usage on Earth and a little more than the annual power consumed by Kazakhstan. Clearly, this is a ton of electricity, which has many people concerned, including Elon Musk. In May 2021, the Tesla chairman tweeted his concerns about Bitcoin's dependence on fossil fuels and suspended the sale of Tesla cars in exchange for Bitcoin. Just a month later, Musk tweeted that Tesla would resume Bitcoin transactions when there's confirmation of reasonable, 50% clean energy usage by miners. Energy used by the network may ebb and flow based on the number of connected miners, transaction volume, and what kinds of computers are doing the mining. For example, as reported by the South China Morning Post, government action in China in 2021 led many of the world's biggest Bitcoin mining operations to shut down. Hat is likely to shift Bitcoin mining and electricity consumption to computers outside of China that may require different amounts of energy and rely on different sources for that energy. If you're a big cryptocurrency enthusiast, you may find this energy use to be worthwhile. However, the environmental impact is an important consideration when deciding whether or not to participate in the Bitcoin network or a more energy-efficient alternative. Environmental impact of Bitcoin energy consumption. Bitcoin's energy consumption has far-reaching environmental consequences. It's not just the amount of energy that's required to power its network but also what kind of energy and electronic waste that's generated in the process. Carbon footprint. According to Digiconomist, the carbon footprint of a single Bitcoin transaction in 2022 is roughly 775.56 kilograms of carbon dioxide equivalent, CO2, or roughly equal to the carbon footprint generated by 1,718,906 Visa transactions or watching 129,260 hours of YouTube videos. Bitcoin Network's annual carbon footprint is 72.21 metric tons of Colorado 2. In China, most electricity comes from coal-burning power plants, which has a huge environmental impact. So when most Bitcoin mining mainly took place in China, it relied on a grid that was primarily powered by dirty, coal-burning power plants. Electronic waste. Specialized equipment required for Bitcoin mining, unlike requirements for some other cryptocurrencies, cannot be repurposed for other tasks. This generates massive amounts of electronic waste in the form of computer hardware. According to Digiconomist, in 2022 a single Bitcoin transaction yields 410.20 grams of electronic waste, or the equivalent weight of 2.50 iPhones 12 or 0.84 iPads. Some components of the mining equipment also include metals such as aluminum, copper, iron, and rare earth metals. Some researchers believe that less than ideal recycling and waste collection in countries that have large mining operations could create a risk of toxic metals polluting the soil, water, and air in those countries.
Want to know more about finances? Expand your knowledge. And keep updated to have a strong financial view. We from BrandFi, your branded finance, offer our loyal subscribers a free financial updates portal with first-hand information on crypto, Web3, NFTs, blockchain, finance news updates and more. Click the link below to proceed. You will get first-class information far earlier than the rest. But there is more you can and should do. Build multiple streams of income. More and more people realize and learn about their finances. They don't know how and where to start. We offer first-class financial information perfect for your needs. Strengthen your financials, get valid and legit information. Click the link below. Become part of our free offers, no financial obligations. But there is one important thing you have to know. You have to become active and involved. So, do it now. Become active and involved. I see you on the other side, BrandFi.